Well, gee whiz, don't leave me there. What did I do, for God's sake? You destroyed my career. I mean, you brought my company to its knees. I mean, good Lord, what else could you ask?
Leanne de la Vega.
Leanne.
Okay, you have a question.
Huh?
You were supposed to answer a question.
Oh, what was it? What was the question?
He asked a question about practical jokes on the set of I Dream of Jeannie that you pulled.
And Dallas.
And Dallas, well, yeah, you know, when you're doing comedy, you're rehearsing so much and doing, you don't have a lot of time for practical jokes. And we never did. We just had a good time. But there wasn't, on Dallas, there were so many stars on that, like 12 or something. There was long periods of time to get there in the morning, you shoot your scene, and then you'd wait around until 5 o'clock at night to shoot the next scene. And so you had a lot of time. So I did have quite a few moments there in Dallas. Yeah. You want to hear one? Well, we had this long corridor. We called it the Black Hole of Calcutta. And that's where they put these old dressing rooms, which are about the size of this table. They put about 20 of them in there, and we all had our dressing rooms in there. In the summer, it was hotter than hell. In the winter, it was colder than hell. And Patrick Duffy's was right across the corridor from the men's room. And the OSHA came in. Remember when OSHA came in and they had to redesign everything? So they redesigned all the stalls in there. And you could hardly sit in them. They made them short, so your knees hit against the door. But the one for the disabled people was right there. And so I always used that one. Plenty of room in there. And one day I'm in there doing whatever I have to do. And I hear this knock on the door, and that guy says, I got to get in there. I'm disabled. I'm in a wheelchair. And I said, well, I'm terribly sorry. I'm kind of busy at the moment. And he went ranting him, right? He says, listen, I have to get in there right now, and I'm not kidding. And I said, well, listen, I'm doing the best I can. And he kept knocking on the door and ranting and raving. And finally, when I came out, he says, I'm going to report you to OSHA and the security here. What is your name anyhow? I said, Patrick Duffy, and go screw yourself. That's the short version.
Thanks again, everybody, for coming. This is a treat to have you here at DragonCon. The question about timeliness of the show made me think of the timeliness right now for Larry on Dallas. Wouldn't it be great now to see a oil company, after all the fiasco we've had this summer, just to see JR?
Well, I've gotten back at the oil company, the oil industry, last summer, or no, about 8 weeks ago. I did a commercial for Solar World, which makes solar panels. And 4 years ago, I totally electrolyzed my house. My bill, I have a farm and I have a lot of little pumps and things like that, and I have avocado trees. And my bill was $37,000 for the year. And a year later, it was $13 for the year. Mind you, it cost me a lot of money to put that in, but it'll pay itself off in another couple of hundred years. So I was approached by a company in Germany called Solar World, and they make solar panels. And they bought two of the largest solar makers in America, in the United States, one in Camarillo, which is about 20 miles from me, and another one up in Oregon. And they make wonderful solar panels. And the Chinese have been making solar panels, and they're subsidized by the Chinese government, so they're coming in lower. But the quality of their work is much lower than the quality of the Solar World. So I've been doing that, and that's my way of getting back. So Sarah Palin, during her campaign, was saying, drill, baby, drill. Got to get more drilling in Alaska. And our motto is, shine, baby, shine. Kind of departure from the petroleum world that I was in into the solar world, which we're all in now, I hope.
I will say, not to make you leave, But I think it's kind of a blessing that the younger generation are getting to watch the reruns and getting to be a part of the show, even though we weren't there 45 years ago. It's kind of like, did you ever imagine when you were a little kid what you wanted to be when you grew up? You always wanted to be actors and actresses for all three of you guys. And did you ever imagine the show would be affected like it is now? I mean, like, Barbara, you can see around the room, there's so many people here that are dressed like you. You see them at Halloween, you see them every year. And it's like one of those costumes that everybody knows instantly exactly who they are. And then like the reality shows, it's not something you're going to remember 50 years down the road. It's something that's going to last forever. Just wanted to see if you ever had any dreams of it ever becoming like this, and are you really surprised or shocked, or did you expect it to be like that?
Well, I started, speaking for myself, I did start at a very young age singing. I sang in my church, and my grandfather was a singer, and my mother always had music around the house. It was all classical, but so I always was on that path. And then I studied at the Conservatory of Music in San Francisco, and I just thought that was where I would go. But you know, you follow, your path changes. It depends on what happens in your life. And then I decided I'd better study acting. And it worked.
Boy, did it, right. Next.
Okay, like everyone else, I've been watching it since I was a kid, but not since I was 1, so there's that.
Thank you.
And you know, I recently got a lot into it because it's on YouTube, so you can watch it. And I had a question, but someone stole it, so I'll make up another one. For Barbara Eden. How was it playing 3 different characters all on the same show? Was that hard, or what was it? Because you were the sister and the mom, and you.
That was so much fun. Oh God, that was fun. You rarely get a chance to do that even comedy, and I really enjoyed it, didn't you, Larry?
Well, I certainly did.
Darling.
That was a great opportunity. In your big dress.
And then I had a second question for Larry, because I recently got to Dallas, and everyone's asking Dallas questions, so I guess I'll ask one. Who did you like playing more, Tony or JR? Because I recently got to Dallas. I actually cried when JR got shot, one of those rare people. I don't know who did it yet, but I'm trying to figure it out. I still don't know. So I'm just wondering.
What was the question again?
Who was more fun playing? Someone that was an evil jerk, or someone that was really nice?
Well, luckily I played a jerk in both of those shows.
Oh, you did not.
I did.
No.
Oh, well, not a jerk. It's just, I mean, let's face it. To have this beautiful woman trying to get in bed with me all the time, and I kept saying, no, my career. I don't know what the hell that is. Let's face it. And there's been some songs written about that, too, by the way.
I tried to get in bed with him. Oh, that's how I got the part.
And both of them never realized I wasn't real.
Look real enough to me, honey. Well, it's just 2 entirely different shows, really. I mean, one was for comedy, and one, Dallas, was a mistaken comedy. That's I had one of what experience with both of them. I mean, there's no way to compare them. It's totally different. And we had a cast of 4, really. And we had a cast in Dallas of 12, often more. So it's hard to say, but I had a great time with both of them. I was very lucky to get those parts.